Two men, same town. They earned almost the same money their entire lives. But look at them now. One of them wakes before the sun every morning, terrified of a single unpaid bill. He's 68. He still can't stop. The other one? He owns his mornings. He owes no one. He's afraid of nothing. Same income, opposite endings. And the difference wasn't luck. It wasn't a lottery, a rich uncle, or a secret stock. The difference was simple. One of them was the master. The other one was the pet. Hey friends, today I want to tell you a story. An old one. But here's my promise. By the end of it, you'll know exactly which of those two men you are right now. And more importantly, how to switch sides before it's too late. Now here's the thing nobody tells you about money. Money is not a number. Money behaves like a servant. Think about it. A servant is strong, tireless. It'll work day and night without complaint. Hire it well, command it clearly, and it builds you a kingdom. But a servant with no master? It doesn't just sit quietly. It starts giving the orders. It moves into the big room. It decides what you eat, where you go, who you become. And one morning you wake up, and the servant is wearing your clothes, and you're the one answering the door. There's a 400-year-old line for this. Money is a good servant, but a terrible master. Almost no one is ever taught how to stay the master. So stick around to the very end, because I'm going to give you 6 words. Just 6. And if you actually mean them, they'll change your relationship with money for the rest of your life. Let's get into the story. Picture a town by the sea. Cold mornings, the smell of salt and rope. You can hear the gulls and the slap of water against the boats. In this town live 2 young men, best friends since they were boys. Same school, same street, same empty pockets. And one spring, on the very same week, they each get their first real wage. Coins. Heavy in the hand for the first time in their lives. And the moment they do, a servant appears behind each of them. Tall, silent, waiting. Both men want the same thing. Be honest, it's the thing you want too. They want to feel free. They want to stop being afraid of the end of the month. They want a life that's theirs. That's the desire. But then, and this is where their 2 lives split forever, they each turn to their servant and do something completely different. The first man smiles, throws his coins in the air and says, "Tonight, we celebrate." The second man looks his servant dead in the eye and says something strange. He says, "Sit. We have work to do." Now the first man, let's be clear, he isn't a bad person. He's you on a normal Friday. Every time he feels good, he spends. Every time he feels bad, he spends more. A hard day? The servant whispers, "You deserve this." And he listens. A boring evening? Just tap the card. You won't even feel it. And he doesn't. That's the trap. Modern money is invisible. You tap. You click, "Buy now." You never see it leave your hand. You never feel the loss. Not until the statement arrives, and by then, the damage is done. So bit by bit, the servant grows, and the man shrinks. The orders reverse. Now the money decides when he works, how long, and how scared he feels at 3 in the morning. Here's the part that'll sting. It's almost never the big things. It's the small, warm, invisible leaks. The daily coffee. The food you didn't cook. The thing you bought because you were stressed or sad or just bored. The first man doesn't have a money problem. He has a master problem. He let a servant pick up the leash. And the worst part? He genuinely thinks the answer is just to earn more. But pouring more water into a leaking bucket doesn't make you richer. It just makes you tired faster. So what did the second man do? That night, with his servant sitting at his feet, he made 5 rules. 5. And I want you to steal every one. Move one. He gave the order first. Most people pay everyone else first. The shops, the apps, the cravings, and save whatever's left, which is usually nothing. He flipped it. The first command he gave his money, every single time, was, This part goes to my freedom. Before anything. Before I'm even tempted. A master speaks first. A slave waits to be told. Move 2. He made it hurt. On purpose. He wrote down everything. By hand. Bread, 2 coins. Wine, 5. Why? Because when you tap a card, your brain feels nothing. When you have to write it down, you stop and think, is this really worth it? He took the invisible and made it visible again. He felt the small sting now, so he'd never feel the big shock later. Move 3. He made his desires wait. This is the big one. When he wanted something that wasn't a true need, he didn't say no. He said, wait. 30 days. He'd write it on a list and walk away. And here's the magic. 9 times out of 10, 30 days later, the wanting was just gone. Because it was never really about the thing. It was about the bad feeling he was trying to cover up. A master doesn't jump when desire snaps its fingers. That's the whole game. Move 4. He turned one servant into many. Every coin he saved, he didn't bury. He put it to work. And here's the beautiful part. Every dollar you save becomes a little worker that never sleeps. It goes out, earns more, and brings back more workers. The first man's money died the night he spent it. The second man's money had children. Move 5. He gave them all a purpose. He didn't save just to watch a number grow. That's how people get miserable and miserly. He pointed every worker at one thing. A day in the future where he'd never have to work again. He stopped seeing savings as money I can't spend. He started seeing it as freedom I already bought. So, 40 years pass. The first man earned good money, sometimes great money. But then every raise just bought a bigger servant, a louder one, a hungrier one. He spent his whole life running, and the leash was never in his hand. The second man never earned a fortune, just a steady, modest wage. But every coin he ever touched, he commanded. And quietly, without anyone noticing, his little army built him the one thing money is actually for. Not a yacht, not a gold watch. Time. He bought back his own time. And here's the secret the whole town missed. The thing rich people know and broke people don't. Wealth was never about how much came in. It was about the gap. The gap between what you make and what you let your servant spend. The first man's gap was 0, so no matter how much he earned, he stayed a slave. The second man widened that gap a little, every month, for 40 years. And that gap is freedom. There's no other definition. So let's bring it home. 5 moves to grab the leash back. 1. Pay your freedom first. Give the order before anyone else can. 2. Make it visible. Feel the small sting now, write it down. 3. Make desire wait. 30 days. Master the craving, don't obey it. 4. Turn one into many. Every saved dollar is a worker that never sleeps. 5. Give it a purpose. You're not saving money, you're buying freedom. Now I want to do something with you. The same thing that changed the second man's life. Here's your mission. A 7-day challenge. For the next 7 days, write down every single thing you spend. By hand. The coffee, the gas, the little I deserve it. All of it. At the end of the week, circle the wants in red. Add them up. I promise you'll be shocked at how much freedom you've been quietly setting on fire. And before you go, be brave with me for a second. Down in the comments, confess your one guilty pleasure expense. The small thing that drains you every month. Mine, the coffee, the takeout, the late-night cart you forgot about. Say it out loud. Awareness is the first step to mastery. And then, say the vow. The 6 words. The ones that decide everything. I master my money. My money does not master me. Say it like you mean it. Because the day you do mean it, the leash changes hands. If this story moved something in you, subscribe. I'll see you in the next one.